appreciate y'all, taking y'all time out to come and at least hear what we got to say and help try to move what we're doing as a community forward. So we definitely appreciate that. And we want to thank the men of vision and purpose. This is the guys who had this vision and put this event on. So if you see these guys or the ladies of these blue shirts, all right. So you see them in these blue shirts, you give them a hug, talk to them, give them a handshake. Definitely a lot of great men and women are part of that organization. And also we want to thank the City of Boynton, definitely for allowing us to be here and bringing us together. Also the Boynton Beach Police Department with the POW program. We appreciate you, Officer Bill. We appreciate you, Chief Joe. And we thank you guys for everything that y'all doing. But as of right now, we want to let y'all hear from the man in charge, the man that run it all, City Manager Dan Duggan.
Thanks, Pernell. I appreciate it. And fortunately, I have the distinct honor of being the CEO of the city, which that comes with a lot of responsibility. But what I also have a chance to be is someone who genuinely cares about the youth in our community. And I'm very fortunate to have a team around me that I do want to highlight one individual that, I know there's children in the room, so prepare yourself. He busts his ass to take care of these kids, and he's always volunteering, and that's Deputy City Manager Andrew Mack. I don't know where you're at. Andrew gets yelled at a lot, but it's definitely with love. And we had a lot of work to do when we came in 4 years ago. And I had been in the city for 22 years, and you can learn a lot from sitting on the sideline. But when you get your chance to get in the game, you can make damn sure you're going to be ready to perform. And I sat on the sideline for 18 years. And I saw a lot of the pitfalls that the city kept on stumbling over. And one of them, 11, 12 years ago, they defunded and removed a guy by the name of Bill Tomei in the PAL program. And I thought that was extremely detrimental to the trust and the communication and the faith that the community puts in the city to actually move forward and provide the youth an opportunity that they otherwise wouldn't have had. And why I had that is I grew up single-family household, didn't have a father, passed away when I was 6 months old. We grew up probably $6,000, $8,000 a year on Social Security, sole survivor benefits. So I get the struggles, and I remember seeing my friends play recreational sports. We didn't have travel leagues back then. Everything was rec ball. So, and I was jealous because I didn't have the money to be able to play those rec games, and other than the churches providing funds and donations and stuff to families, I didn't want to have one kid in the community not be able to participate in youth sports. So Bill Tomei was one of the first people I reached out to, and I reached out through Chief Joe DiGiulio, and I was like, hey, I can't do this unless Billy's by my side, and he comes in and we restart the PAL program. So Billy's back there, I see you. So I do appreciate that, Billy. And he came back in, and the devotion and the help, and that he's like occupied these kids' minds and times. And a lot of times that's all it really takes, is to be able to occupy a kid's mind and his time to provide a positive influence in his life. And I mean, we are sending kids to New York. We're competing. I know Billy's ferocious when it comes to competition. So what he's done in a PAL program and with these kids is second to none. So I do want to take a chance to like just say thank you, Billy. I appreciate everything you've done for the community. Now I can get busy at times, and I know Javaro from the YMCA, before he became chief of Delray Beach, I used to always talk to him, and I'd see him in the gym, just pleasantries, just say hello, and I watched him become chief, watched him retire, and now I've watched him provide and dedicate a lot of his time to helping the community. And a lot of these people I'm naming are very influential people, because growing up without a father, it does traumatize you to where you kind of gravitate towards positive male role models. And I see the type of men that I want to emulate myself after, to where they're creating those positive experiences in the communities, in the community that they serve. So I do want to take an opportunity. And I tried to steal Javaro from Delray whenever I was over at the police department a few times, and he goes, "I don't think they want me there, Dan." So I do want to take this opportunity. Where's Javaro at? Chief Sims. Yeah, I just want to take an opportunity to say thank you. I see Edgar down here. I see him everywhere. Walmart, Kenny's Food Mart, everything. He's always helping too. So we got a good thing going. We got a good community, and we got an awesome team. And I do want to say one thing. I'm a homer. I want to see Boynton Beach High School football team win a state championship. And those of you who can't tell, I'm not from New York or the 7th borough. I come from up north, a small town, rural, and it's McClenny, Florida. Baker County Wildcats is a football team. Friday Night Lights. It's what it's all about. And it's the only thing that our county has, and we invest in our kids. We invest in our football team. And I don't know, how many of you guys have noticed you got a new scoreboard, right? That wasn't a coincidence. So I want to make sure that Boynton is the epicenter for youth sports, not just in Palm Beach County, but the entire state of Florida. And I'm telling you, you guys got the right people in place now to where you have genuine passion to make sure that these kids are going to be successful. They're going to have the funding that they need. They're going to have the facilities that they need. I just need to make sure that we're creating that pipeline to make sure we're going to Boynton High and we're cultivating that championship atmosphere that the city of Boynton Beach deserves, because it's our time. Now, this is the first of many kickoff events going forward. I know you guys have seen the facilities that we have now, and it's not the same old Boynton. We're doing things differently. So I can't thank you guys enough for having me up here. I roll out the red carpet when it comes to the Bulldogs with Billy Tomei, with Chris Malave, with Joe Evans, Joe Matthews. Is Joe here? You got a lot of people, especially that work for the city, and they do give back to the community. So from me to you guys, anything you need, obviously red carpet, white glove treatment, we're going to get there. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well said. Thank you, brother. All right, y'all, one more time. Give it up for Mr. Dan Duggar. And we are, like he said, a pipeline. We're confident that we're going to get this thing moving forward, and we're confident that our kids are going to be from, like I was, from rec league to tackle to Boynton High. So that's the goal, all right? So that's why we're here, and we definitely appreciate you once again, Dan. Thank you guys for putting this together. And without further ado, a very, very important person. So the reason we're all in here is about football, right? A guy that's been to the mountaintop, all the way to the top of football, played for some of the best coaches, got some of the best discipline and some of the best teachers. A person that selfless. Came here, I'm a little mad at them that they beat my 6U in the Super Bowl this year, but that's neither here nor there. So y'all, please give a round of applause for a man that come in here and really want to speak energy into us. So y'all, Mr. Brandon Flowers. What's up, bro? Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me, man.
All righty, Mr. Flowers. And I can attest, he came out when I was playing, so I played against him a couple years. I remember watching the film and knowing what we had to go against, and being a young quarterback right then, it was a little rough, but we got through it, so we definitely appreciate him for being here. So now the first question I have for you is, we know as a kid, we grow up, we think about, we want to go to the top, right? So at what point in your career did you realize football could change your life?
You know, I didn't think football can change my life till I got in college, right? Because we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have Netflix to see all the shows. We just had a dream. Maybe someone from my little league high school, they played. So we had Mike Rump that came from Atlanta High School. We seen him play for the youth. So that was our inspiration to get out. But, you know, I just played for the love of the game until I got to college. You know, I just wanted, when I was on a little league level, I was like, hey, I can't wait to get to high school and look like Mike and those boys out there. I got to high school and I was like, oh, Mike playing for the U. Now I want to get to the U. And one thing I didn't realize, you know, at that time, and that's why I'm so passionate about coming and talking to the youth, because at that time I didn't realize the grades and the test scores you need to go to college till it was too late. And I almost didn't make it to Virginia Tech at that time because I didn't realize until like my junior year the scores I needed to get to college. I thought it was strictly football. So when I was in high school, it was almost a too late thing, you know, and I was just fortunate to have the parents I have to get me to go to summer school, night school, to get my grades on the right track. I had to go to military school just before I had to get to Virginia Tech. But, you know, once I got to Virginia Tech, that's when I knew it was possible that football can change my life.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, it definitely segue into my next question. My next question was, is talent enough?
Talent is never enough because you always think, let's just say you're the best player on your team. It's 100 teams just in South Florida, you know, and you thinking you're the best player on this team. If somebody outworking you on another team, I promise you, they'll get the nod before you. If they have better grades than you, they'll get the nod in front of you before you go to college, you know. You got to be coachable. Coaches have to want to know that, hey, if anything happens, if it gets crunch time, I need you to be able to listen to me and take my coaching and not be that player that says, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to do it my way. They're your coaches for a reason. They know what you need to do, you know, to be successful on the field. So it's never just going to be your talent. It's going to be, are you coachable? Do you have the grades? And do you just do the right things in life? So when I was coming out for the NFL, they went to my middle school, elementary school, and high school teachers to see what kind of kid I was coming up because they need a leader. Once you get in the NFL locker room, it's an alpha locker room. Nobody's really playing second fiddle to see what everybody else is doing. They need you to lead the team. They don't care if you come in as a rookie. Matter of fact, every year, no matter if they give you a new contract, the next year they're looking for somebody to replace you for cheap. It's a business. So all they want is leaders, alphas that's going to do the right thing. And I think now is the time for you guys. And it's great that you have events like this with mentors in a room so you can hear this, to just start setting these things in place now. Start separating the friends that's not on the same goal level and have the same achievements that you want to have in life now, because it'll be better off for you, you know, later on down the road.
That's beautiful. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. So now like we were at a youth event. So how important was it as a youth to have, I know you played with the Derry Rocks, to have the Derry Rocks in your life?
Oh, man, I talk about it all the time with my friends. That's what made me. That's what built me. You know, because the Derry Rock coaches, they was our mentors. They was like our second fathers. They gave us discipline. They put something in us, like it's like a certain toughness just from playing. Like when we play Boynton, we know it's a certain toughness that's gonna come out on the field that stays with you, right? And when you go to college, it never leaves you. And you always hear the best athletes are from Florida. It's just because when you're playing for the Boynton Bulldogs, the Delray Rocks, it's just something that your coaches teach you, your mentors teach you, that's never going to leave you. And that's why I always say, listen to your mentor, listen to your coaches, because they're going to put the tools in you that you're going to need later on in life that you're not even going to know is going to come out at that time. But when you older, you sit back and you think, like they always say, I was one of the toughest corners, you know, best tacklers, toughest corners on draft day. And when I played all throughout the league, it's because we was doing hitting drills when I was 7 and 8 years old, and you couldn't back down. Your coaches wouldn't let you back down, you know? Absolutely. And things like that just transfer into life. You know, I always tell kids it's just not about football. When you're on a team, you're trying to get a play done, you got to have your offensive line blocking. Quarterback got to get the snap from center. Running back got to carry the play fake. The quarterback got to throw the ball downfield. You're working as a team. You're working together. If somebody having an off day, you realizing what you need to do to get that one player back in the game and learn how to work with each other. and you take that into the real world, it's not just about football. Take that into the real world, you'll kill it.
That's dope. That's dope. So now we talked about earlier. You talked about if you didn't have a great family. So I want to speak on how important it is to make sure that you are taking the teaching from your parents, your mentors, and just people in the community as a whole.
You know, we as kids think we know it all. We think we're the first person to live these lives. We can get stuff behind our parents. We can tell little lies and get over here and there. But man, our parents been through it 3-4 times before we even went through all this. All our parents love us. That's why they clothe you. That's why they feed you. They work late, get you to the games early in the morning, stay late. It's because they love you. Everything they tell you is for a reason, to stop you from going down a certain path where they seen their friends go when they was your age, or even guys that might be 4 or 5 years older than you that went down a certain path. They don't want to see their children go down that path. So when they mention something to you, just listen. The reason we have mentors is because they did everything that you basically wanted to do. They might have not achieved the highest level, but they seen the things that you're going to see in the future. And they don't want you to make those same pitfalls that they might have had or people that they know might have had. So, man, everybody that wants to be involved in your life, whether it comes to football, your family, your parents, just listen to them. Could it make the road that much smoother?
I understand. I definitely understand. So now, because we in the era now with YouTube, Instagram, you see all the clips, you see the uniforms, beautiful. Everybody think about D1. Now, you're a guy that you say, well, I had to go to military school first. Right, so could you speak on that feeling of, oh, I'm sick? Because you had I remember your class and the people that was on your team that was signing to some real D1s. Like, how did that make you feel knowing that you had to take that route?
It was tough, because I played with these guys from Delray Rocks, 8 years old, every year, all the way to our senior year in high school. Going to the state semifinals, we played most packed games. We played Ely High School, and everybody came out. We had one of the best teams that ever came through Atlantic High School, and you know your talent level is there, right? And then when it comes to everybody signing, and you see their family and their faces, your friend faces like, I'm going to the next level. I'm one step closer to my dream. Right. And then you look around and you look at yourself and say, I might be the only one that don't make it out. I heard the horror stories. I can see the guys that didn't have the grades or didn't go to college that came out when I was a freshman and see what they doing around the city. It starts to hit you like, I just hope I do get that second chance, And fortunately, I was able to get that second chance. Like I said, my dad looked up the military school, took out his 401k, and was able to pay for me to go there.
Parents love taking out of their 401k.
Took out a lot of money out of his 401k because he just wanted to give me that chance, And I always think about it as, what if I wouldn't have had that family there? I wouldn't have got that chance to live out my dream. And, I'm young still. I haven't had to work for the rest of my life since I was like 32. I retired my parents when I was 32. And right now, I still lead Kansas City Chiefs and passes defended, like franchise, like period. Right. And thank you. And I say that to say this. It was like that all could have not happened if I just went and got my grades and just didn't listen to my family when I was in 8th grade, 9th grade saying, listen, get your education now, because I tried to make it up at the end. So I was just blessed for it to work out for me, to be honest. So that's why I always come back and let kids know early. It might not work out for you if you wait too late, but you have the time now, to get it right. So please get it right now.
That's dope. That's dope. So now you go from the military school to Beamer ball. We all know Beamer. If we into football, we know special teams and defense, and then you a guy coming in there and got to go play in that defense. What was the learning curve coming from high school and the military school into playing for Frank Beamer at Virginia Tech?
So it was tough, You never want to really compare your life or your career to nobody else, right? We had guys like Brandon Owens, who was like the best safety I ever played with, all world, go straight to college. And I'm looking at myself like, man, we played together from Delray Ross. I got to go to military school. We got no TVs, got no phones. you bunking with somebody with a little square hole, and you looking like, man, this is my life, right? But it taught me so much discipline, right? They made us do study hall there. I never had study hall before, growing up at home. It was just mom telling me to do my homework. I might lie and say I did it. I might do it sometime, but it gave me so much structure. Make your bed. We got study hall. So that gave me a different type of structure. When I got to Virginia Tech, it was a standard, right? Because our defense was always number 5, top 5 in the country. When I was there, we was number 1 in the country, maybe like 2 out of the 3 years I was there. And when I got there, our defensive coordinator, Coach Foster, and was like, everybody sign their name and put it in this box called a lunch pail. And once you put your name in this box, you're saying you're going to give everything to us. It's like you're selfless now. Right. It's no kind of selfish anything about you. It's just everything is about the team. And at that moment, you realize that it's not just about team. I'm doing this for everybody in my hometown. Mm-hmm. Everybody that was so happy for me to sign on signing day, I really want to not just say I signed and they don't see me no more. No, I have a responsibility. Go on the field, play on the field, And I got taught so much discipline on watching film there. I'm real chill. I don't talk a lot because I always observe and I listen, and I'm always a fly on the wall. And just fortunate for me, I had a defensive back coach named Torian Gray. He at the University of South Carolina right now. We always stay in touch. He taught me how to watch film like my sophomore year. And he just told me just so much discipline and knowing how to watch film because, on the football field, it's 80% about what you know. If you know what the offense or the defense is going to do before the snap happens.
Anticipation. Yeah,
it's anticipation. If you play reaction football, you're not going to make it. You got to play anticipated football. So he taught me those things when it came to being disciplined in a film room. And I was an All-American my sophomore year, All-American my junior year, just because I focused and I just always listened to. After I got my grades right, and I was like, whenever somebody tell me something, I'm listening from now on. I learned my lesson. It worked out for me in life, and just that discipline from that military school, knowing I got to put in the work, and then going to a coach like that demanded excellence, that laid down the pipeline for me, even just going to the league.
All right, that's pretty dope. Cause Beamer, I'm a Florida State fan, so y'all was hurting me a lot.
Yeah. We had some battles. And I do want to say this. If you hear, my story, you never see, like I said, it's not like I went D1 straight out of high school, only played 3 years, and went to the NFL. I actually only really played 1 year of high school. Sophomore year, I didn't have the grades. Junior year, I broke my collarbone, and I maybe only played in the playoffs, so I only had my senior year. Right. Then I went to military school thinking, man, it's tough. I don't know how I'm going to get it through here. So it's always I'm always here with it, right? But you got to stay the course. It's never all the time just going to be ascending, right? You're going to have your pitfalls. But just know, fellas, when y'all go through y'all pitfalls, just keep pushing at the end of the day. You never want to quit because at the end of the day, you quit, you just will go back home. Yeah. Just keep pushing, keep knocking on that door. And they always say, it's cliche, but it is light at the end of the tunnel. So I get to Virginia Tech my freshman year. That's when we played USC the first game of the season with Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, that national championship team. Yeah. So
Daryl White.
Yeah. I got limited playing time in that game because I'm a true freshman. I'm still only $160. I came out of high school $145. So second game of the season, got an interception, took it back to the house, and then broke my leg the next play. So at that time, I was just man, every time I feel like I'm getting ahead a little bit, I get set back. But at that time, man, if I would have stayed in it, not rehabbed hard, I wouldn't have been the same player. I'd have been a step slow, 2 steps slow. But, yeah, I just want to let y'all know, man, it ain't going to be a smooth ride. For some people, it might, but just don't judge your career, your life compared to anybody else. It's your career, Just keep pushing no matter what happened.
All right, that's dope. So now, like you said, you retired after 9 seasons. Mm-hmm. Most people, they make it to the league, they stay as long as they can and try to make as much money as they can. What was the driving force behind you just leaving on your terms?
Yeah, it's crazy because I just signed a deal maybe a year before I retired, and it's supposed to take me to year 12. My goal was to play 15. That was my number I had in my head. But I suffered a couple concussions, and that's just when I just had my daughter, right? And when I first came in the league, I always promised myself, I'm going to walk out of the league. I'm not going to hobble out of the league and have broken hips, broken bones, you know. Right. So what I did was I always was smart with my money. I always invested my money. I didn't buy my first house until really when I retired, you know. So I just was always like, I'm going to be smart about investing my money. So when I was ready to retire, it was like, what am I playing for? I ain't playing for the money. I already have that. I can still retire my family. You know, I'm going to be smart with my investments. So it was a great feeling to have, just having that peace, knowing that I can just walk out and just say I'm done just because, you know, I had concussions and you only get one brain. That's just something I don't want to play with. So at that time, it was year 9. It was hard because Coach Belichick was calling my phone. And he was like, man, if you come, we're going to win a Super Bowl. And ironically, they went to the Super Bowl that year, but they ended up losing to they ended up losing. I think they played Philly that year, the year that he wanted me. And it was just like, never played for a Super Bowl. It was hard, but I just wanted to walk out on my own terms, man. So, like I said, I saved my money, did right by my money, so I was good to go.
That's what's up. So now, the retirement life. Now you're in the retirement life. What is it like knowing that, oh, I'm set, but I also got to make sure this lasts?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what is the mindset going into retirement?
So I always say, you just retire from football, right? Because I'm still young. Right. I can't just sit on my money and just let it run out because I'm now taking care of my family. I want my kids to live the same life I live, so I got to continue to, you know, have money come in. But I was fortunate, you know, where we from, it's almost like all our friends always is usually guys that played with us, guys that dress like us, talk like us, you know, in the hallways at school. But I started to branch off from that like my last year in college and just meeting, you know, going to Virginia Tech, meeting so many different people from different backgrounds. And because it's all about networking. Life is all about networking. And they always say your network is your net worth. So it's always people out there who knows things you don't know. They always know things about the different professions or different careers you might want to get in. Right. So long story short, once I retired, my first year out, you know, I was playing basketball with a guy in my neighborhood, and I was just talking one day and just telling him I want to get into commercial real estate. And, you know, he was just like, all right, you know, it's a lot of people out here, you know, that's into commercial real estate, so if you ever want to talk about it, just let me know. 2 weeks go by, you know, and me not knowing he was the guy, the real estate guru that moved down from New York, he was like, man, I knew you was going to never ask me again, but you such a great guy. You didn't know who I was. We played basketball together. You played in the NFL. You didn't have an ego. I want to take you out to lunch every day for a month, and we're going to golf course. I'm going to teach you everything I know about real estate. And from that day, I just been so involved in commercial real estate just because he taught me everything I know. And it was just because I was a good person. You know, at the end of the day, if you're a good person, a lot of people always want to be around you, do business with you, and help you, you know. So always, you know, I say keep a clean face card. You just do the right thing in life. You know, don't get in no trouble. Don't dirty up your name because that's all you have. Money go come and go, but your name, your reputation, that's all they go remember about you. So I have that going for myself. He taught me everything I needed to know, and I'm sitting okay right now.
So the last question I got for you, what would you tell the younger you if you was sitting out here?
What I would tell the younger me if I was sitting out right now. Some things that I mentioned before. Life is going to be tough. You don't know if you're going to have to deal with deaths. You don't know if you have to deal with something going on with your parents in the household that might crush you. You know, parents get divorced, anything. Don't let that deteriorate you on your way to knowing where you have to get to greatness. If you have that mindset on you want to be great, God gave you that mindset for a reason. He might didn't give your friend that same thought process. So if you have people around you that don't think like you, separate yourself from them because they're going to bring you down. I would say get a relationship with God. That should be number one. You know, because we all here, even y'all in this room now, like y'all ballers. I seen y'all play. And that's because your mom, your grandma, everybody been praying for you. But it's time for you to get a relationship with God yourself because that's going to separate you from college. With me, I prayed all the time. I got that relationship when I got to Hargrave. That's when I really got my relationship with God. 'Cause I used to wonder why I'm there, and I had to go there for a reason. It gave me my discipline I needed in life. And if you had a relationship with God, that's gonna separate you from a lot of people. It's gonna separate you from a lot of pivotal turns that can turn your life away negatively, on your chase to greatness. So had a relationship with God, man. Just tell him what's up. Thank you for just being healthy. Just little things every day. Just talk to him every day. And then y'all will be all right.
All right, brother. Definitely appreciate it. All right, guys. One more time, Mr. Brandon Flowers. All right, so we was listening to that to a guy that made it to the mountaintop, but it was hard. It wasn't easy, and I think we're in the generation now where we see everything. It's like the microwave generation, right? We don't want that slow cook. We don't want it. We don't want to take the ground. We don't want to be on National Signing Day, not with our friends, and going to a junior college, because that's essentially what it was a junior college. It was another chance to prove itself. So you got to always understand, if coach ain't playing you, he ain't playing you because he don't like you. You got to figure out why he ain't playing you and go have these conversations and get better. So we definitely appreciate you, Mr. Flowers, for coming up and shedding light on that. But next guy, man of the hour, my man. I want to say he's the first in the history to play for the team and also be the head coach of the team, right? That'd be the first in the history. So y'all are already playing for greatness. So if I could get Mr. Trey Smith to come on up. Any of your coaches that was gonna come up and we can have a little conversation, a little Q&A. Thank y'all for being here. I know hopefully we ain't still away from some of y'all time to be getting better right now, right?
No, we good. Thank you for having us.
All right, man. So now, like I said, Coach, you was a guy that walked those hallways, same as I did. I don't know if you was cool as walking them as I was, but we walked those hallways, we wore the colors. How important does it make you, how happy does it make you feel to be able to be the head coach of this program?
It feels good to be the leader of this program. It's truly an honor. The biggest thing for me is not just about football. It's about, giving back to the community, watching these guys develop, athletically, academically, and character-wise, and watching them, go off and lead a program better than what it was before. So that's the biggest thing for me, is just giving back to the community, seeing the young men develop.
That's beautiful, Coach. Development is the number one thing. So when we sitting here and we're looking out and we want to, like I said, we want to get the pipeline going and make sure our guys are our guys, right? So when you have a parent that says, I want my kid to develop, are we going to be able to deliver to make sure these kids are developing and being able to go to play on the next level?
Yes, for sure. We have a platform here that, we play at the highest level of high school football in South Florida. We provide a 4-year plan for these kids to graduate. The coaching staff and I, we're hard on them. I'm on campus every day watching these guys, watching how they move, watching their academics. They know I'll pull up, grade check right in the hallway. So they know how important it is, not just about football, but also academically. You can't go to college without having the academics, so that's the biggest thing that we push to our guys. So you can trust that they're going to develop athletically and academically in our program.
So now the next question is, so what's the culture like? What is the culture like being a Tiger?
The culture is great. We're building, coming in, starting from scratch. It was about, giving back to the community, making sure that the people see us out in the community, us showing up to games, also supporting the youth at the youth level. When those kids see us out, they see our Tiger uniforms, they see our players out, they ask questions, what it's like to be in a Tiger. And, you can expect that, our culture is being smart, tough, and relentless. That's something we pride ourselves on. We're going to be smart in the classroom. We're going to have a high football IQ. We're going to compete. We're going to be mentally tough, and we're going to compete for 4 quarters. Just judge us by our actions. Judge us by the way we compete. Judge us by the way we get out in the community and, respect our program.
Definitely. Well said, Coach. That's a better answer than I was thinking. I appreciate that. So now that we got the coaches up here, so we can pass that mic around, guys. Kind of introduce yourself. Tell us what you do with the program.
I'm Coach A, Aston Carvalho. I am the DC, defensive coordinator. Trey brought me on. Great guy, by the way. A lot of people know me in Palm Beach for being with John I. I was John I assistant, D-line coach, and IBIS. I was IBIS 14U head coach. But before that, I've been kind of rooted in Boynton because I coached for the Bulldogs when there was the Wildcats.
Oh, okay.
And then I coached for Boynton High when my little brother played. My little brother next to me. So I was a JV coach. Left there. Then that's when I, became with John I and stuff like that. Had kids and stuff like,
Yeah,
took a little
life
time
started
off.
happening, huh?
Right. So,
Understandable.
Trey
we got
brought me over here.
we got Boynton guys.
a lot
He
of Boynton
graduated
guys
from Boynton.
here.
My guy right here, Reggie, he graduated from Boynton. My coach right here, he graduated from Boynton. So as you can see, what we're trying to do is just build a coaching staff that's from the community. Guys who they can look up to, guys who made it from where they was at, who walked those same hallways, walked down Seacrest, played at Ezel. We got a testimony. We got a story to tell these guys, and we're going to push these guys to succeed. All these guys up here have played at the next level. So they also able to give pointers. When they actually see the reflection of Boynton guys that came before them, it mean a little more. Having guys in the program that coaches the program, it mean a little more to them. So not getting a guy that's outside the community to come in and then he in for a year, but guys that's actually rooted from Boynton, and we able to keep that going, build it and keep building and building.
That sounds great, Coach. Sounds great. So, to the parents, a lot of parents gonna want to know, like, my kid is coming here, they're gonna develop, they're gonna be able to go to the next level. They're gonna have high IQ, right? So, what are some of the things that we have in place to make sure that our kids are ready to go to the next level, and even if not even just sports, just ready to go to the next level of their life?
Right. We have some things in place. We have our FCA rep, Christ Fellowship athletes, and we're big on character development. We know that these guys spend 22 other hours away from us as coaches, and it's all about what they do out in the community. How they reflect us, how they reflect their parents, when they leave home. We give them little nuggets and things like that to, have them be successful, not only in school, but in football and life in general. These guys understand that we care about them deeply and we care about, their future. So when they know that we care and we show that enthusiasm and we're coaching them, we get the best out of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can definitely attest to some of the community stuff because I know we had a few games. I coached for at last year was the 8-year-old team, and we had some of the guys on the sideline with their jerseys on, doing the water, doing the chains. And it felt good for my little guys to see them, being out there, getting the water to them, still giving them some pointers. And we definitely appreciate that. We want to get that bond even stronger. I ain't going to say get
right.
it
We
back.
need more of it. We need more of it. I think, us showing up at the youth games, it means a lot. Us supporting the youth, us supporting the youth coaches, they also got an open door. We got an open door where they can come up, learn from us, learn from our coaches. We can host camps. We want to host fellowship. We want to be connected. We don't want to feel like we're on the other side of the bridge and they don't have no access. You guys always got access to come and learn, to develop, help your guys out. And that's the biggest thing we're trying to do. And I'm glad, we got this going tonight. That way, eventually, as this year goes on, we make it bigger and bigger.
Absolutely.
People feel more confident about Boynton Beach High School and what we're doing.
Absolutely. And I know Dr. Fuller, he's not here right now, but I remember him having us come in and have conversations. So it's not just this that is publicized that people see. It's conversations that we've had behind the scenes. Well, it got a little bit heated, but because I came into the meeting, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I came into the meeting on defense and feeling like y'all could be doing more.
Yeah. I really appreciate Dr. Fuller, for everything he's doing, allowing me to, be the head man in charge of the football program. We appreciate Andrew, the city of Boynton, and things they're doing. Years ago, we didn't see this happening. I couldn't tell you who was, in the community or who was the city leaders and things like that. But now that, we're invested, we're getting everybody on the same page, we're getting the city on the same page, we're getting the youth level on the same page, and not just for football, but for all sports, basketball, flag football. We see a lot, we appreciate the city, we appreciate the youth programs, and, we want to create that home environment. You don't have to go elsewhere to succeed. You believe in the work, you take care of business in the classroom, and then you perform. We provide a great platform. We play high school football at the highest level. We're not an independent school. It's a little shade to a couple of us. We're not an independent school, and we're going to stay, at the highest level because, like you said, we're here to win a state championship. We're here, to make deep runs in the playoffs. We're here to, have a district team that's winning, and my guys, they know we're hungry, and it's time to show.
And I seen you guys did something normally you don't do that. I felt like it was definitely a step in the right. You was playing in these 7-on-7 tournaments. You was going against some of the best players, the players that rank high. And I was telling one of the kids at the table, he'll DB for you. And he was saying he was locking down everybody, what he was doing. They said he was lying. But the mentality, it's Trey, you play at a high level.
Right. And I play at a high level. I'm a defensive back guy myself. And, if you're playing DB, you got to have confidence. Whether you get beat or not, we have the next play mentality. So we don't look at losses. We don't look at, the circumstances. The work will always be the work. We're going to show up every day, and we're going to do things the right way.
Right. Now, like I said, that showed me that you guys are ready to compete, and we want to put our guys in that position. We want to put our guys in the room and out on the field with some of the best coaches, because all the coaches are there.
Right. We can scratch you in.
Exactly. And we won. Yeah. We won some tournaments, so I was definitely encouraged and appreciate everything that's going on and how we're moving, right? We're moving like we're trying to move forward. We ain't in the past.
No, we're not in the past.
We're not in the past, and we can't let that define us. So now what we're doing, everything is moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely, like I said, guys, we appreciate y'all, and we want the relationship to be as strong as it can be.
As strong as it can be. Yeah, we totally agree. I salute Coach Chop and Rendell for what they're doing, inviting us out to practice, letting us get on the sideline with their guys. Those parents that's sitting out there in the crowd for 13 youth, we're open book. We got open practices, you pull up, you can watch us practice, you can watch, how we do things, ask questions to our coaches, ask questions to our players, ask us, about our coaching staff, how we develop our guys, what it's like being a Tiger, and I'm guaranteeing you're going to get something positive, we're not going to be for everybody, right? We're not for everybody. So just know it's a hard program, you're going to come in, you're going to work, we don't make no promises, and we all believe in the work. So these guys understand, the work that they put in is the work that they're going to get out of it.
Right. So now we talk about Dr. Fuller and him buying in 100%. What about the rest of the admin, the teachers, just the whole environment around campus? Is it a loving environment, welcoming for these guys to come in and just feel like they're still at home? They're really just going across I-95, right?
I think we have one of the best administrations in the county. Well, not just in the county, but South Florida. We just recently, our principal, he was principal of the year. Our admin, they support our players just as much as our coaches. Anytime they're out or something happens, I get a phone call, I get a text, and they're fully supportive of our guys. They're fully supportive of our athletes. They're behind us 100%.
That's what's up. I definitely look forward to everything we have coming on. We got some big stuff that, if they go right, it's gonna go right. So we definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you for spending time with us tonight. All right, give me 1 second. Coach Cherry, could you stay up here for 1 second for us? You got a little Definitely a token of appreciation.
Trey, I just wanted to give you something and show these guys when they're in the weight room and what it means to be excellence. We got this, we retired Lamar's jersey this year, and that's a sign of excellence. And we got this for you to put in that weight room.
Oh yeah, just going in the weight room right now. Put it up.
I mean, if y'all got an extra man around, I can use one in my house. Alrighty, guys. So welcome. Thank y'all for being here again. We're gonna go one by one. We're gonna say our name, what class we're in, and what position we play.
My name is Different, I'm class of 27, DB. My name is Oscar Phillip, class of 2027, I play safety.
My name is Javen St. Juice, class of 28. I play strong safety.
My name is Thaddeus Singfield. I play running back and I'm a linebacker.
All right, Mr. Secretary, we're gonna say that one more time.
My name is Thaddeus Singfield. I'm a running back and I play linebacker.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. All right, we're gonna go back to Mr. Saintfield. First question for Mr. Saintfield. What has been your high school football experience?
My high school football experience has been it's been exciting. We have been through a lot of adversity at times, and as a team, we came together this spring. The other team had support on us, but we didn't look down. We came together as a team and told each other we got this, we got our back. So that's my experience as the whole football team, knowing we got each other back and not giving up on each other.
That's a great answer, Mr. Saintfield. All right, my man. So now, question is, what is it like playing for Coach Smith?
It's great playing for Coach Shay. He's a great coach. He knows what he's talking about, and once you take all the coaching and all the advice he's telling you, you're gonna produce on the field. He knows everything he's talking about, and he really he comes in clutch.
Thank you. All right, so my next guy. You said you play defensive back, and your coach has played defensive back on a high level.
Yes, sir.
So what are your goals coming into this next season, and what are you planning to accomplish?
So my personal goals, as a defensive back, as a safety, you want to make plays. Plays I want to make, I want to catch 10 picks this year. If more, then I can get more.
Very lofty goals.
Coming off an injury I had a double knee surgery last year, so coming off of that, it was kind of hard for me, But Coach Trey helped me out. Coached me back up. Coming back because I played linebacker before, but I transitioned to safety. So Coach Trey helped me a lot. Transitioning to safety. Coming into the spring game, I caught 2 picks. I had a good game that game. So now, for my personal goal, that's what I want to do. For team goals, of course, this year I want to win districts. I really want to. I'll make it as far as we can. I'm going to playoff run, go as far as we can. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. Whatever happens, happens. But yeah.
That's pretty dope. I think y'all need to give a round of applause for Cal. To me, it's kind of giving me goosebumps to say you came off 2 knee surgeries and then came in the game, got 2 interceptions. That's adversity. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was talking about. I caught a pick, I ran it back, the stadium is full, they're going crazy. The next play, I break my leg. That's adversity. So that's definitely something you should be proud of and keep working. Because you call 2 in one game, I feel like you can get you 10. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now next guy. So now, he talked about his goals as, personal. What are your goals? And what do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, I'm trying to become a major football player. Trying to take all that advice Coach Trey gave me and take it to the real world. Become a great young man and everything.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for coming up. It ain't easy to come up here and talk in front of everybody, right? Thank you. All right, y'all give those guys a round of applause. I speak a little decent now, but I don't know if when I was their age I would have been able to come up here and articulate myself that well. So I definitely see what's going on over there, coaching. We're very, very optimistic. So coming up next, we got the future. The future, the guys who are going to help this thing go forward, move it forward. We want to give a shout out and come on up to the 13 new coaches for the Bulldogs. Y'all come on, let's get it. All right, so we're gonna come out fire. We're gonna come out tough. What makes the Bulldog coaches special? Hello.
I think, how can I say it? Being from Boynton and like growing up in the neighborhood, watching my big cousin them play football. And I think it's just like that red and black. It's just something about that red and black. It's just like, but like, one day I want to be a part of that. It's just, like, I think like people, respect you. Like you just like, you're a Bulldog. You just like you tough. I understand. It's just like, it's just like a different type of way you just carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. And in the community, it feels that way. But now, the facilities matches the way we feel inside, right? For sure. Facilities match the way we feel inside. We're coaching at a high level. We're taking our kids to play the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? So I get that feeling. And I know that feeling of like, I'm just, no shade, but when Boynton High came along, I was upset that we wasn't ready to black. Yeah. I mean, I've grown to love the purple. I've grown to love the purple and gold, but it's just something about that really like. So I definitely understand. All right, so the next question, I'm gonna ask Coach Rendell, what values do y'all emphasize outside of football to your guys?
How to carry themselves. How to carry themselves, how to be the man that, be the young man and parents, and we put in them. We just don't coach football out of. We teach them how to be young men, how to be respectful. The love life, that's what a lot of people don't understand. Football ain't just about football.
Right.
It's about you gotta have it in you. And when you go back to your last question of what Bulldogs bring, is that dogging, is just that dog when you walk in that facility of Boynton or that gym.
Right.
Every coach around there have that if factor, and it just keep pushing.
Understand. Appreciate it. Nice answer. Nice answer. So now we're about to have the season, and we're about to be ramped up all the way. So how do you see the season going for your team?
Well, like this season right here is like, it's like really like personal, because I had got the opportunity when I was 21 to start coaching. Like who I play ball at. And like majority of the kids on the team, I started with them since they was 8. Now they 13. So it's like, you know, like, this might be some of their last time playing football in Little League. Some won't get opportunity to come back. Some won't got to get ready to go to trade, going high. So it's like, to me, it's like deeper than just like winning games. It's about building a brotherhood, a family, you know, playing together, you know, fight through adversity. You know, because you're going to have people in the world tell you, yeah, y'all suck, y'all this and that and all that. But if you listen to them, then that make you a believer. Absolutely. But if you don't listen to them, then it's like, let me just show you.
Understandable. I appreciate it. That's definitely, because as I look back at it, and like you said, it's 21. That's a compliment to be 21 to be over a group of young men. So it's definitely a compliment. And I look at it, I see like the Joe Evans, you know what I'm saying? I see Deuce and all of those guys that they was around that age when I was, you know what I mean, when I was coming up and they was coaching us, you know what I'm saying? So I can definitely appreciate it and I can see how you're saying this is personal. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want our guys to go out with a bang. Because last season was, you know, it was a little rough on this age group, but we back ready. We back ready. All right, now Coach Middleton, this question is for you. How important is the parents to this organization, this team?
Parents play a big role. I like to say parents make a perfect team. Especially, you gotta get the parents involved. You gotta get the parents buy into the program. If the parents don't buy into what you're doing, it trickles down to the kids. You know, one of our favorite sayings is kids don't take themselves to practice. Parents gotta take them to practice. So when kids don't show up, you know, you gotta just let us know, like, parents have bought into the program. So they play a big role.
Okay, understandable. I remember when we was walking practice. So I mean, I understand certain situations, parents, but sometimes if you want to get there, you're gonna get there.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
All
All right, so another one, man. What message do you have for families that's considering joining the Bulldogs? They've never seen us before. They just moved here. They got people at that school that play in Derrick, play at West Boynton, play in Boca. Why would they consider coming to the Bulldogs?
Well, I always tell a lot of parents, if you want your kid, a lot of parents believe in their kids, obviously. Oh, my son, the dog. I always tell a parent, if you want your son to get battle tested, Bulldog is a place that you should bring. Don't wait till it's high school and think your son can just turn over a leaf. You want to see what he got now, bring the Bulldog.
Sound like a measuring stick, guys. But, so last question. How important is it to you guys to have a strong relationship with the high school? I'll let it get it.
I think it's important because, like I said, with you, I grew up here, played Little League, Bulldogs, and I went to the high school. And I feel like, you know, we had so much talent where some people went, landed, West Boca, Spanish River, Park Vista, and we all stayed right in Seacrest. Just 2-3 minutes away from high school. But just knowing like, man, Boynton trash, Boynton ain't this, Boynton ain't that, it's just like, I'm gonna go somewhere else. But if you build that pipeline where we had tons of athletes come from the Bulldogs, if we would have been built a pipeline to Boynton High, state championships and all that come easy. Because we got the talent right here in our backyard.
I agree. Definitely agree.
So, you know, like, I'm glad, you know, Trey got opportunity, you know, secret, you know, trenches. So, it's just like, 13U, you know, some parents, like you say, everybody ain't gonna, you know, jump on the train. Some people still gonna, you know, take their own way, but that's cool. But the ones that jump on it, we're gonna make the best of it.
I can't force you, but I can kind of guide you, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate it. Same question you.
It's very important. I reach out to Trey. Me and Trey talk a lot. He one of the reasons I used to coach in Derry. I've been in Derry the last 4 years. I came home to 13U because of the point. Because I wanted to open that gate for our Boynton kids going to Atlantic, going to all the other schools. We got high schools right here with great coaching, great program, great everything. So when I invite them to all the games, come on the field, talk to the kids, talk to the parents, that's how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
I think it's very important for our kids. We got a lot of Boynton kids that they look over Boynton. Because nobody ever came out and showed them the love of, you know what I'm saying? But I can say Boynton doing that. He's showing up, he coming, he talking, he done help. So I think that's very big for us to open that pipeline for Boynton to get something going.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I definitely appreciate your time. Thank y'all for having guys out. The season about to start, so we kind of let y'all lost a day today, all right? So kids, practice gonna be just that much tougher because we gotta earn this day back. All right, so thank you guys. So I got some 13 kids that coaches have already selected that's gonna come up. We're gonna have a little conversation. Y'all can hear from these guys and see how they mind thinking. All right, guys, we're gonna introduce ourselves, say our name, what position we play. All right.
My name is Ryan Parker, and I play cornerback. My name is Jameer Markland, and I play receiver and DB. My name is Lee Higgins, I play running back and linebacker.
Nice to meet you guys. All right, Mr. Parker, you know how this gonna go. You're gonna go first. We're gonna get these jitters out of you. And I know I've been watching for a long time. You know that, right? So a long time. So, what do you enjoy the most about playing for the Bulldogs?
What I enjoy the most about playing football is that like the intensity it brings and the way like it makes you great and like you can't back down, you have to get down and play it.
I like it. I like it. All right, my brother. Next man up. So what are some of your goals for the season?
To be the best receiver in the AYFL. And that's it.
That's it. You don't want to win. You don't. It's just you want to have 50 catches, 30 touchdowns, 0 and 10. All right, my brother. So I know you as well. You've been playing defense a lot, right? So now you get a chance to run the ball. How do you feel on the offensive side?
Great.
What makes you great?
Just me running the ball, running hard, and running people over.
So what came into the transition to go on offense?
Because when I tried to play running back before, I was like, they didn't believe me. Then now I'm playing down. More people believe in me like running the ball.
So that's a testament to these coaches that was sitting up here that gave you an opportunity to do it. And now you feel like, I mean, that comes big responsibility getting that ball. So you feel like you can carry the team to where we need to go.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate it. But like I said, I seen you play.
I showed it on Sunday.
I know. Hey, you gotta do it multiple times. You'll learn when you get married. They say, you can do it one time. You guys keep doing it. All right, so now, what is school like for you? What is school like for you? What are your grades like?
I got all A's.
So what school do you go to?
I go to Rising Prep Academy.
Rising Prep Academy. So what goes into getting all A's at Rising Prep Academy?
You gotta study hard, work hard, you know, do your work, like all that. stuff.
Sound like the same thing in football, huh?
Yeah.
So, well, you keep doing what you're doing. Mr. Parker, we're going to end it with you, Mr. Parker, so what are you most proud about coming up as a Bulldog? Well, you think we play with the Wildcats too, right? Yeah. But coming up as a Wildcat and as a Bulldog, what are you most proud about?
I'm most proud of what we achieved and accomplished during these years that we've been been a team, and we go continue to do great things and develop great athletes.
I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for coming up. Like I said, it take a lot of courage. Good job, brother. You can leave it on the couch. All right, we'll see you running that route. Message and internet generation, back when we used to have to ask for the money, they can just send a cash out request. You ain't got to hear it in their voice or nothing. All right, so coming up next, we have the guys in the organization that's the purpose about with us being here. So could we please have the men of vision and purpose come on up? I think it will be Chief Sims will be the guy who I'm finna be grueling with these questions. I've been waiting on you, Chief Sims. Yeah. Which one we'll take? We'll take this one. How you doing, young man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Y'all give a round of applause for Chief Sims. He ain't just a guy that was the chief of police for Delray. He is a son of the city. His family own all these parks around here. Their name are on the Carolyn Sims, Sarah Sims. His mama fed a lot of us at these track meets. I remember being at track meets as a kid, going there, they just sing with no money. And some kind of way we always ate, we always had what we need, and she made sure for us. So we appreciate you for your mom, all right?
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
All right, so the first question I got is what inspired this event for you guys to host for us?
Great question, because this organization didn't start in a boardroom, nor did we have a strategic plan to start this organization. Bunch of friends started meeting at the Golden Corral just for fellowship.
Right.
And most of us went to Lakewood High School. Most of us are graduates of Lakewood High School. These other schools wasn't around during that time.
I understand.
And during these meetings, the conversation somewhat started to change.
Mm-hmm.
And we started asking ourselves, what difference can we actually make in our community?
Right.
And one of the things we started doing from that conversation was we started inviting some of the young people to our breakfasts. But during those breakfasts, we also had people come in that was a part of other professions, walks of life, to pour into these kids so they can see that, and we're under no illusion that everybody's going to go to college.
Right.
But everybody still has the opportunity to be successful. And so we brought in people who had ownership in AC companies, plumbing, electrical, and different things of that nature, so they
Right.
can see a broader perspective when they get to the point where they got to choose a career.
Right.
And then, and also during that meeting, we started asking other questions started coming about during those meetings as well, during those conversations. And one of the things we took a strong look at was reading. You know as well as I do, if you want to be successful in this world, reading is not only important in school, it's important throughout life. Because if you can't read, you're going to have a difficult time getting through life. So we partnered with Ponciana Elementary and Principal Stockman and created a Reading Buddies program out to Ponciana Elementary School. And we also included volunteers from Boynton Beach High School. So you got teenage mentors mentoring elementary kids and also teaching them how to read.
Right.
And one of the things came out of those conversations was we need to look at it from an athletic standpoint. How can we touch these kids from an athletic standpoint? So we started a basketball program also out to Ponciana Elementary School. And it wasn't just about, basketball was the vehicle, but character is the destination, was the destination. Right. So providing these kids with some level of structure, team play, responsibilities, critical thinking skills are the key components that we're trying to reach with these kids with the basketball program. So this is an organization that's trying to figure out how do we fit in this community of Boynton Beach, and how could we positively impact the youth in this community. Right. And we know we have to heavily invest in the kids here in Boynton Beach. And before I go on, could MVP, all members of MVP stand? All members of MVP stand? Now, and before you go to it, this also wouldn't be possible without the City of Boynton, the mayor, the police department, the sponsors, all these people who have made a difference and enabled us to reach out to these kids and invest in these kids. So it takes a village. Right. It takes a village.
So why is it important to get to these kids at the ground level, at the elementary school?
Being a former school teacher myself, I taught school for 4 years in Dade County, and I saw a lot of kids not going in what I would consider the right direction, due to several different reasons. Sometimes it's the lack of parenting, sometimes the lack of bringing the right people into your life, or hanging around the wrong people.
Right.
Someone told me many years ago, think about the 5 most closest people in your life in the role that each one of them play in your life. See what I'm saying? And those individuals that's not pouring into you positively, you got to cut those people loose. And that's one of the most difficult things that I've witnessed as an educator and a law enforcement practitioner, that these kids, it's difficult for these kids to do. They continually try to fit in where they don't fit in.
Set aside
Not
for
understanding that's going to be detrimental not only for them currently, but also for the future.
I understand. That's nice. So, what does vision and purpose mean?
Our goal is to create a brighter future, one child, one family, one community at a time. And whatever that entails, that's what we are going to attempt to do. And to do that, we understand we have to develop those relationships and those partnerships and create and those resources to make all of what we're trying to accomplish come to fruition. Because right now, what we're doing now is just the start of what we're trying to do. We want to continue to not only improve on what we're already doing, but build upon what we're doing as well. So we're going to continue to look for innovative and creative ways to reach our youth. That's the goal.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to get in contact, how do you be a part of, let's say I'm not in the elementary school,
Right.
or someone that you can reach it. How do we become a part of this organization?
Well, we have our Facebook pages. We have all our social media sites, and most of you all know someone in the vision, men of vision and purpose. And also, every third Saturday, we meet at Golden Corral to this very day at 9 a.m. So show up there.
So we show up there. We're gonna eat. We're gonna fellowship.
We're gonna eat. We're gonna fellowship. We're gonna inform you on what we're trying to do. We're gonna inform you what's the next moves are, what the next steps are, and where we're trying to go from here.
Yeah, that segues to that. So what's next for the organization?
Right now, the programs that we got right now, we have a readings buddy program taking place right now here at the City of Boynton Beach, across the street there. That's what we're doing currently. And as school comes back in, we're going to continue the Readings Buddy program out to Ponciana. But we also we're going to have a few days over at the Carolyn Sims Center. And at the Carolyn Sims Center, it would be open for any and everybody to come out who needs assistance with reading. And with the reading portion, we have educators to assist us with the reading programs. Part of our organization, we have retired teachers, spouses, retired teachers. We also partner with professors from FAU and different universities to also assist and provide us with the necessary information that we would need to elevate these kids.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So we see that y'all definitely pouring into the community. So now, when, like you said, the Sim Center, what does it mean and how does it feel to be walking into a center that's named after your family?
Well, I try not to think about it so much because my mom poured so much of herself into the city, and it doesn't matter how much I do, I would never exceed what she's done already. But the goal is, I'm my mama's child. I believe I'm my mama's child. And in other words, I get it. I get it. If our kids are going to have a fair and impartial opportunity to grow and build, we as adults have to invest in our children. I saw my mom do it. I saw my daddy do it from the barbershop. And I don't know if you knew, my dad had a barbershop and a beauty salon in the city for 60 years, where he poured into kids, paid for kids to go to school, paid for kids to go to college, paid for kids' tuition. He did all of these things. This is what I grew up around. This is what I know. That's why pretty much every job that I've had was jobs whereas you have to deal and somewhat elevate people and kids specifically. I was a former school teacher. Then I became law enforcement for 30 years. You know, but I want to touch on something that Brandon said earlier, because we don't know what tomorrow holds. Right. We don't know what the future holds. Because I'm gonna ask these kids, is 4.240 pretty fast even to this day?
Very fast.
Okay, is a 900 meters pretty fast to this day?
Yes.
Is a 19.9 200 meters pretty fast to this day?
Yes.
I did it all. I did it all. One day, one injury, I split my left quadricep in half. You know what saved me? I hadn't already graduated from college. So it gave me options. I still had options. Even though I lost the athletic side, I lost the sports. I had just signed a contract in the USFL, Jacksonville. After I had just come back from the CFL playing for the Montreal Concords and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I was 24 years old. My athletic career was over. Did I know that was going to happen? But I prepared myself. And that's what we try to do with Men of Vision and Purpose, prepare these kids, because we don't know what the future holds, and to provide them with options. even from a career standpoint. That's why we bring in people from different walks of life, different professions, so they can see there are other opportunities outside of college if they decide not to go to college, that you make a very good living off and support a family.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's pretty good. And you gotta, you say you don't like to think about it, but that's something huge to think about. That's like that's a crazy, crazy accomplishment for your family.
Yeah.
And for me, men, like you say, all of us know somebody.
Yes,
in this
everybody knows
organization.
somebody, yeah.
And for me, it's Mr. Rump, Dennis Rump.
Yes.
I just know, for me, it was like a father figure because my father wasn't around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a reason when we went to games why I got in his truck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why I wanted to be around him, why I went to his house. Whatever it was,
Right.
it was just somebody to clean on. And since then, I know the type of person he's been.
Right.
So now to have him in that organization, I know what the organization stands for. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If I don't know anybody else, I know just him being a part of that and fellowshipping with you guys
Right.
on those Saturdays that y'all go. I know that it's a
Right.
great organization.
Right.
So we want to definitely thank you from the bottom of our heart for all of these kids in the city and everything that you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it, man.
brother.
Thank you, man.
Interview.
Also, we're going to have a few raffles. Could Dennis Rump come up? And by the way, Dennis Rump is our current president. Elijah Harris is our vice president.
I should have the winning ticket, right? So inshallah.
But the brains of the operation is actually, Hattie, raise your hand.
The last interview is coming up. We want to talk about partnership. We're going to welcome Officer Bill Tomei, the PAL Program Director. We also have Chief Joe DiGiulio, and we also have the main man of the hour, Andrew Mack, Deputy City Manager. Y'all come on up. I don't know, moving slow, Billy. It's showing our age, Billy. We're moving slow. Oh, okay. Oh, so you was waiting on them. What's up, Chief? How you doing? Nice to see you, brother. All righty, since we got these guys up, let's get it moving. So, as you know, Officer Bill, if you don't know, so some of y'all are kind of young in here. So, Officer Bill, they kind of, like he said, did away with the program and then brought the PAL program back. What you see with the Bulldogs, you see the Boynton Heat, anything traveling, it was Officer Bill that was heading the program. So, the Bulldogs founded, what, 1993?
Close, yes, 92, 93.
92, 93. It was rough. We had bad uniforms, everything. It wasn't where it needed to be, but we had a guy standing in the gap for us every step of the way. So, Officer Bill, man, we appreciate you.
First of all, let's get up for Purnell here, doing a great job tonight, guys.
Well, you know I try, you know.
It's a pleasure to be here today with myself and Chief Joe DiGiulio and Andrew Mack, the Assistant City Manager. But to see how far this program came, like he said, we started the program back in 93, 94. We had 3 teams. The police department ran the program. We started the program. And we have 8 teams today. And that's a credit to the coaches that were with us back then who are still here today. And to watch our former players, Purnell and so forth, and Chop, to come through the programs and to be now giving back is what we started to do in the beginning. And to see this happen is unbelievable. Let's give him one more time a round of applause for this guy.
Thank you.
Because we as police officers, the chief back then, you know, I was able to apply between 8 other guys to be up. Back then it was a RAP officer, Recreation Athletic Police, because they were opening up a brand new park, Ezel Hester. And I was least on seniority, the last one to go in, but because I'm a good talker, I guess, and I sold myself, I got the job. And I lasted for 18 years doing what I liked, playing sports and being a police officer. So I was in heaven. But being police officers,
Because we want to respect the speaker, so let's keep it down. Let's find our seats and let's keep it down and respect the speaker, please.
so being police officers, when we started the football program, before that, all I had was a blue station wagon. The park wasn't open, there's no football, nothing. And I talked to the road patrol guys and I said, well, where's the kids hanging out that play sports? And they said, well, you got to go up to Cherry Hill. There's a family up there with a bunch of kids in it by the last name of Malavey, and they'll guide you in the right way. So I drove up to this house called Malavey, knocked on the door. Well, I was wearing this uniform, not the same pants and shirt, but dressed just like this with a basketball and a gun belt. Knocked on this kid's door. He answered the door, and I said, you Chris Malavey? He said, yeah, what's going on? And I said, well, you want to go play basketball? You want to join a team? And his brothers are in the background yelling, don't do it, it's a setup, he's a police officer. They're looking, there's a warrant out for one of us or something. And I said, listen, I'm not here about that. I'll be at Sim Center out there and playing basketball. If you want to join a team, I'm looking to put the teams together. And that's what he did. He came out by himself because his brothers wouldn't come out yet. Just wanted to make sure he didn't go to jail. And we put 2 teams together, and there we were. He had some friends, and my partner back then was a guy by the name of Kent Walker. So I had found out that there was a PAL program in the city of Boca Raton, actually. And I drove down there, and I said, listen, I got some kids that want to play ball, but I don't have a league, I don't have a gym, I don't have anything. So well, join our league, bring your kids down. We play every Sunday for the next 12 Sundays. I said, okay, so we put this team together. Chris Malavey got all his friends. So Chris was on the 16 and under team. The 12 and under team was one of my star players by the name of Mike Rump. Yeah. And so who would have known what kind of kids we have, what kind of athletes we have back then. And we ended up playing in Boca for 12 weeks, and we won every game, and they really didn't want us back there. But after that, the park came, it opened up, and I had the kids come into the room and said, what other sport you guys want to play? And they said, we want to play football. Our problem is, Bill, there's only a football program around called the Delray Rocks, and we can't get to the Rocks field every day. Only a few of us can play there. I went to the chief, went to the mayor, called up Benny from the Delray Rocks. They told me it's going to cost $25,000 to start the minimum of 3 teams. And the mayor put up the money, $25,000, and we put the 3 teams together. And then we found out after the first year that the police department can't coach all these kids, and we need to make friends real quick with the parents and the coaches. And hence, there we are today with the football program, the biggest crime prevention program in the county, the best kids in the county till this day. And we are blessed to see these guys come here with 8 teams to this day, Pernell. It's a big thing going on with Boynton Beach. And then I retired after 18 years. I went to the school board. And after, when Dan Duggar became city manager, Chief DiGiulio took over as a chief. They called me up and they said, Bill, when you left, the PAL program stopped. And we lost that contact with the community. Can you please come back? And I was already, playing golf with my grandkids and so forth. And so they talked me into it. I came back. And I'm going to tell you something. I've been doing this for 35 years, police officer 43 years. But these guys, DiGiulio, Chief, Andrew Mack, which you heard all about him all night, and Dan Duggar, I call them the A-team because I never seen a government agency that opened up their hearts to support you guys in the city so much as today. And they sold me on this right away. And when I go to them with ideas, it's never, no, you can't do it. It's what do you need? Let's get it done, Bill. That's what we have here today. Give them a round of applause, guys. And we'll stop it there for now. I know you got some more questions.
All right, Chief DiGiulio and Deputy City Mayor, we're going to ask you.
You're not going to ask me my 40 time, are you?
No, ain't nobody beating the 4-2. Ain't nobody beating the 4-2. We definitely want to ask you, talk about the support that you guys gave for PAL over the years, and what does it mean to the city and the department?
Well, I mean, I saw it when it was up and running when I first got here in the early 2000s, and it was such a huge impact. And I came from another police department. We didn't have. I came from NYPD. We had PAL. But we just didn't see it from my level. And to see the contact and the relationships, because I think at the end of the day, this is all about relationships and partnerships. And I think that
Right.
the police department is very blessed to have the relationship with the Bulldogs and the high school and NBP. And we're very blessed by those relationships. And I think that's how we start to connect and we start to understand what each other need. Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to build community here. Seeing when I became the chief and understanding the dynamic in our community, it was a no-brainer to call Bill to bring it back because the impact on it is 10x. It's not just about sports; it's about connection, it's about relationships, and it's been successful. It's successful because of Bill's relationships. It's successful because of people like you and your buy-in to the programs. And we're also able to expand the program, not just what it was originally, but we also went into girls flag football, which has been tremendously successful.
And they are good.
And I'm very proud of that because from an observer of having a daughter and having a niece trying to find leagues, there aren't a lot of 5 years ago there aren't a lot of leagues for young ladies to play flag football. So that was one of the things I told them is bringing you back, but you got to do this for me. And the program is amazing and is usually successful there. We've had some great seasons, so it's really important. As long as I'm the chief, it will always be supported. Andrew Mack supports the program more than ever before. People say in the past, like, "Oh yeah, we support this," but at the end of the day, is if you don't back what you support, it means nothing. I feel like we do all go, every one of us, not just us here, but you and everybody in the crowd. We all go our extra lengths to show that we care and we support it. Sometimes it's with money. Other times it's with your time and your sweat. It's hot out there on Saturday, so.
Out of there every day.
Yeah.
But definitely, speaking of Andrew Mack, I mean, we go to the Super Bowl, it's many cities out there, but I don't know if there's city managers out there passing out water, filling the water cooler, going to get ice, giving the players what they need, even dancing on camera. I got both of y'all dancing on camera. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a testament to where we're trying to go and what we're doing with the kids. And being visible is the number one thing. Being visible and people seeing y'all in these type of positions and they understand that they're touchable. Like there's stuff that you heard about, but you can't just go up to the city manager. Can't go to the chief of police. You know what I'm saying? So to be accessible for the community and the people around us, we definitely want to applaud y'all for that. Y'all please give them a round of applause for being accessible. All right, so now, Mr. Mack, how can we get the families get involved?
Good question. I grew up in Hollywood. I'm born and raised in Hollywood, and I grew up through PAL. You know what I mean? So I was a PAL kid when I grew up in there, so I have a real big kinship to the PAL program. I definitely think the families can give back by giving time. You know what I mean? Pouring in, the Bulldogs can't do this on their own. Right. You know what I mean? They need that support from the community. And it comes through the parents and coaches. So, that give back is important. Every one of these kids in here, I want to see playing on Sunday, playing at that next level. And, one thing I definitely want to see is that state banner sitting up in Boynton Beach High School Stadium, for sure.
All right, so the next question is, where is PAL heading to next?
Oh, there's a lot of good things happening. Again, these guys brought me here for a reason. They're backing it up. Chief DeJulia, first thing he says is, listen, you started the Bulldogs 30-something years ago. I need something for the girls. Looking to flag football. Well, lo and behold, pals in South Florida started a girls flag football league. And there we are. We started with 15 girls for first year, one team. Now we have 45 girls. So we got that up and running, which is great. Watch out, guys, because these girls, they might be faster than you guys are. All right, I say. But they're all your cheerleaders, by the way. They're also football players. And then, we started a PAL boxing program, right? So we got these kids, lights out boxing on Knuth Road. from 12 to 1 o'clock every Saturday. If anybody wants to train and go out there, the police department, the Bill Tomei Foundation is sponsoring that program. And we got 25 kids out there, and in a couple of years, maybe a year, we're going to have them, golden gloves and so forth. We look for big things from that. It's a well-oiled machine out there. We got a travel basketball team, and I look out here, not only do I see my kids that are growing up and doing good things, but I look at my coaches that are still here that helped me put the travel basketball teams together. The David Riggleman's in the back. He was Cincinnati, New York, helped clean the guys' clothes, all this stuff. I'm getting memories are going crazy here. So many good times to set the path for you guys today. The Dennis Rump, the Mike Rump, seniors that traveled all across the country. We had the #1 team in the country for the national PAL, and then we ended up beating New York City. And when we did that, we still go. There you go. Give it up, Dennis. #1, New York City, the first victory. And because of that contact, we've been going to New York whenever we find a sponsor, right? It's a big trip. You're talking a lot of money. We have to get sponsors. And that's another thing, like you said before. The city can do so much. The police department can do so much. But we have to reach out, and we have to get sponsors. We have to help them. We don't always want handouts, right? We show the kids, let's get some sponsors. There's people out there who will help you. Ask for it, right? So we're getting ready now. In about another week and a half, we are going back to New York, into Manhattan. A big memorial police officer basketball tour. We're pretty excited about that. And a lot of these kids never mind, leave Palm Beach County, jumping on a plane and going to New York City. It's a big eye-opener, man. This is a big deal for these kids. And that's one of our mottos, too, creating good memories that will last a lifetime, especially coming from police officers, right? When we started this program, I wanted to instill in these kids that cops just don't arrest people. Back then there was a lot of stuff going on with the cops in the community all over the nation, if you remember correctly. And now you got a police officer coming out and saying, hey, I want to give you a program. I want to give you an out after school. I want to keep you out of from getting in trouble. I want you to have fun with us. And that's what we do. They see us on a good note. And going back to the first year that you brought it up with the Bulldogs, the first team, till this day, I don't think it's been broken. 4 NFL kids came off the first team ever. Does anybody know those names? Go ahead. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. C.J. Jones. And so, remember and remember, Will Falk.
Yeah, he's just too big.
Never played youth football, but what did he do?
Dunk
for Pal.
Played basketball.
He was my power forward at 14 that took us up to Jacksonville. First time Boynton ever beat Jacksonville, and he led the way with a kid named E.T. And so, yeah, we meant to talk about that. As big as he was, you couldn't get the rebound over him. But these are the good stories that we have. I could be up here for 2 hours. I don't want to do that. I know we want to go home. But we have good memories. We want to keep that going. And that's what the chief wants to do, Andrew wants to do, and Dan Duggan wants to do. And that's why I'm here. So we look forward to staying in the community as long as we can, and as long as we have the backing of you guys, the parents. It's teamwork. It takes a village, and like Chief Sims was saying, my mentors when I was a police officer in the black community was a guy by the name of Tommy Williams. Yeah, Tommy Williams was my boy. Carolyn Sims, and they taught me what to do, what not to do, and how to get along, white, black, police officers, and I listened. Sometimes you gotta listen, guys, because that goes a long ways. And I lasted a long time because of them.
Thank you. So, Chief, just one last question for you, Chief. Right now, the landscape of youth sports and the youth activity in the city, what do you see us going in the next 5 years?
I think we've built a great foundation. I would like to see, obviously, more involvement, not just with the kids and the parents, but also in the police department too. Where we have our Captain Deals here, we have a few officers, Officer Jones and Kickenstein and Sims, but the P and the PAL is police. And from my perspective, I would like to see more of our younger officers, because we have a very young department. 60% of the department is under 3 years. I want those young officers to be more involved in the PAL program. And that's where I see it is we got a great foundation, we got great parents, we got great kids. Let's get some more officers involved in it, because Bill's still a young guy here, but he's
6'10".
Yeah. Needs a little help.
I do need a lot of help, but just on that note, I just want to mention two people. Captain Paul Deal's been with me for like the last 15, 20 years, working together on the road, and now he does the basketball with me. But another guy that's my sidekick has been with me for like 30 years. I lost track when he was a young kid, and now he's almost catching up to me. But I want to give a hand for Joe Evans, really. Joe Evans back there. And he doesn't like to talk. He'd be up here. We wanted to bring him up here, but he's behind the scenes, and he puts a lot of programs together, Purnell, and you know that. You played for him. And we go on all these trips together, and we make sure the kids have a good time.
Absolutely.
And we can't thank you guys enough. Especially young kids, hang in there, because you never know who's sitting next to you. We've seen 30 guys go to the NFL through the Bulldog program to this day. We've seen thousands of kids get scholarships, and thousands of kids go into the working field now. That's when we get it back. Bill, thanks for that trip. Thanks for letting me play football, because now I have a family, and I bring them up the way you taught me to bring them up. And that's how we get it back 10 years from now.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys. Like I said, I remember, and I was a part of that team that was #1 with Powell and going up to Cincinnati. I remember never, ever being on an airplane, never leaving the state, and just out of nowhere, we beat a couple teams, won a tournament, and you was like, hey, we qualified to go to Cincinnati. And we was like, how we going to get there? We going to drive? No, we're going to fly. Half of us were scared. 9/11 was just, it was recent, so, it was a little up in the air with flying and stuff, but I remember going on that trip. I'm to my first class, everything. I remember us going to City Hall, being honored, going to City Hall, getting money to go to the trip.
Yeah.
I remember they funded it, and just getting there, beautiful hotel. Even though we was tearing it up, but you know what I'm saying? Beautiful hotel, but we came out undefeated in that tournament, won that tournament. We came back home. We beat a team from Albany, New York.
Yep.
They was hosting a tournament in Albany, New York, and within 2 weeks, they flew us out to go play in their tournament. And then we went there and smacked them too. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, Johnny be good. That's where he broke out, right?
Yeah,
he beat them on the dribble drills, and look at him now.
So definitely, for what Powell did for me, and it definitely opened my eyes to a different way of life, and seeing the flies, the what do they call the bugs with the light on them, and
Lightning bugs.
Fireflies. We all went crazy. We seen them fireflies in Cincinnati. So just definitely thank you and appreciate you guys for everything that you do for the city. Like I said, Chief, at a difficult time in my family life, you was there. You was there all the time, so I'll forever be grateful for that. And Andrew Mack, we're grateful for everything that you're doing and you putting the city together and going to make us the destination spot in Florida for youth sports, period. So we appreciate everything. And everybody, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate Dan DiGiulio. Also, Ms. Sheila Tyson and her team for getting this to look so good the way it looked, and making it presentable and making it be something that we can be proud of. So this is the first of many, but this is a wrap. So we'll see y'all next year.
One more thing.
Thank you, Purnell Davis, Mr. Purnell Davis.
One more thing. Hold on a second, Bill. So,
stand by. We have something for you.
So, Bill, I know you got a special heart for a certain player from Boynton High School. You worked there. You worked with my wife at Boynton High School. Those of you who don't know, my wife was a guidance counselor at Boynton High School. I got this for you in the PAL program to be put up at Izell Hester in the lobby so that we can honor Lamar.
Wow, I didn't expect that, guys. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I can't get one, bro.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Purnell. I appreciate you, everything you've done, man. Appreciate it.
Purnell, the 18, baby. Thank you, buddy.
Alrighty, guys, it's been a wrap. We kept you here late, but at least you ate. So now you can go home and get on PlayStation.